Welcome to the Garage Talk Podcast, first live streaming video, episode number, I don't even remember because we're on Game of Thrones now.
Doesn't matter anymore.
Numbers don't mean anything. This is Game of Thrones, Season 8, Episode 1 review.
Coming at you live.
Welcome with us. For dedicated fans, I know this is a kind of a turn of events of what we normally do. So for your sake, I'm just going to list off a few things that happened throughout the week, and then we're going to dive right into Game of Thrones. This week, I can't trust people whose Facebook profile picture is not of themselves. People with mullets, fucking stop, please.
Unless you're Canadian, then you can keep doing it.
Just stop.
Or Billy Ray Cyrus.
The Magic has gone muggle in L.A. Magic Johnson stepped down. Lewandowski and Koeman exchanged fists in FC Bayern Munich's practice. Tiger won the Masters at age 43. NHL hockey playoffs are heating up, and NBA basketball is starting soon. All right, let's get
Perfect.
on.
Let's get to the important stuff.
Now, Game of Thrones, Season 8, Episode 1 premiered tonight.
The number one.
And I think our emotions were just through the roof. Just the little recap, and then the music hit, and we just...
My heart's still racing.
Yeah, it was intense and emotional, and it was like we've been waiting for 2 years. HBO actually crashed.
Yeah.
It's
They gave us a slight heart attack.
Yeah.
Guys, this is 2 years in the making.
Well,
How
at
are you
least,
not prepared
at
for
least it only crashed once.
It only crashed once at the very beginning, right at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll give him a pass this week. If it happens again next week, I'm gonna be writing an email to HBO.
We need a refund.
Mm-hmm.
We need a refund on our money. So
Or a sponsorship.
Yeah.
You can pick.
We'll let you guys pick.
Yeah.
So let's dive right into it, guys. We kind of open up with the Dothraki and the Unsullied marching into Winterfell, and they got some weird little random kid. I don't know why we decided to follow in his eyes, but we did. And he climbed the tree, and it's like, okay, are we trying to mirror Bran here?
Yeah,
Is he gonna
expecting
fall,
Jamie
or?
just to come in and just be like, something about love.
Yeah. Things I do for love.
Yeah.
But it was, I think, the way they did it was kind of badass because, I mean, we all love the Unsullied, and it brought it from a different perspective, an outsider's perspective, to see the Unsullied army with the dragons overhead, the Dothraki, sexy-ass Jon Snow and Dany Targaryen riding
Dany.
Ooh, yeah. and a little above average Dany, but sexy-ass Jon Snow coming in. So that was a nice little intro. I think they did a good job on that.
And yeah, it was just super cool seeing the Unsullied like that far north, like surrounded by snow and still in their same garb. They're probably
hardly any
little,
clothes on.
little nipply, I would assume for them.
That's part of their training. Weather doesn't affect them. I think that's part of their.
And I think Tyrion said it best when he was talking to the spider, Viserys. Yeah, and he was telling him how. Lucky for you, your balls can't freeze off.
I love get the jokes in there quick. There was actually a lot of humor in this episode.
It was good.
Really?
And it was all not like forced or anything like that.
Uh-huh.
The humor in Game of Thrones is like just to another level. Nothing's forced, and it always feels like perfect. The characters, you expect it from them almost, and so yeah, the humor was great.
Yeah, they're probably getting it out of the way here in the
shit's
first
about to go
episode
down.
because there ain't gonna be time for that shit after this episode. I mean, it's gonna go down next week, it seems.
Jeez, yeah, no kidding.
So okay, before we get any further into this, let's kind of go over our history real quick. I'm the very passionate fan. I started with the TV show. I've ended with the TV show. I'm all in. Vince is kind of our analyst who's read all the books.
I've read all the books. I need to reread them because so much more has happened in the books than has in the show. But now the show has surpassed the books, and I'm just like, oh.
And then Tim's like our newbie fan, but like he just dove in like head first like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So he's fresh
pretty
and
much.
energetic about everything. So that's kind of.
I watched all 7 seasons within a month.
So
did we.
So, yeah.
Little background on how we all are. But yeah, so going forward, that was, like I said, the humor was nice. Kind of get in there. It flows well. And then, gosh, what happened next? Oh, yeah. Let's get this on the record right away. I think we're all sick of Sansa.
Yeah.
Sansa's kind of a bitch.
I definitely wrote here, just another reason to hate Joffrey, he didn't kill Sansa at King's Landing.
And
That's me.
maybe a reason that we could have fell in love with Ramsay. But
But okay,
maybe it's what she deserved.
oh,
No,
Yikes.
no,
Yikes.
No, that's
bad. But yeah, because I
Hot
feel
take.
on a serious note, I feel Sansa after season 6, pretty much all through season 7. What is Sansa's purpose here? I'm being serious. Sansa either needs to die or do something, because right now she's just kind of a placeholder in Winterfell.
Yeah,
And now she's really turning into kind of a bitch. I mean, I felt bad for her and stuff all through Joffrey's night, even through Ramsay and her being manipulated by Littlefinger. I feel bad for all this. But now she's just, all right, come
Yeah.
on. You're out of everybody's wing. You're on your own. You have freedom. And then now you're making his wish that you were back being abused by some other guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And now that Littlefinger's gone, like she doesn't have that. And he was by far the worst kind of mentor you could have
yeah.
by any means. But
Somebody's
he was still like her mentor in a way. And
always constantly manipulating and lying. It's,
yeah. And so it was a little bit different kind of, apprentice master relationship for sure. But yeah, now that he's gone and Jon's finally back, Daenerys is in the north. Yeah, what's her job? Like, what is your job here? I don't know.
What is your role here?
Just to be a negative Nelly. I don't know.
Honestly,
Just
like,
that's all
everything
she does.
everything she's done so
she's just-
far has just been like
She's just shitty.
Yeah.
She's just being shitty.
Don't come in here in public. And this is the same with you. I'm a big fan of Little Lady Mormont. You don't come into court and get lippy with Jon Snow.
the Jon Snow.
Listen, sit down. Have some respect. You named him King of the North. Now you have to trust him. Don't come in here and give me the sass, okay?
She does have a pretty perfect Scottish brood, though. I mean,
yeah,
it's hard.
listen,
It's
I
hard.
love-
It's hard not to like Mormont. you
I
know?
love Little Mormont, but
yeah.
you better step back there. Don't be getting on the Sansa train.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh
we're-
yeah.
I mean, I think every Game of Thrones fan, we are 100% in on Jon and Dany. So don't get up in our grills, because we're doing what's right for the Seven Kingdoms.
Because again, Jon is like one of the perfect. He's kind of the new Ned Stark, because I mean, obviously everybody's favorite character is Ned Stark. If you say he's wasn't your favorite character, you're a fucking liar. I'll tell you that now. So and he's putting everybody first, which is exactly what Ned would have done. And yeah, and now I mean I think he is kind of. This episode definitely showed kind of his. He's got a new love interest, which is kind of sucks, but
We'll get to that here in a little bit.
Yep. But yeah, just sit down a little more, Mont. Like let Jon do his thing.
Yeah.
You named him King in the North.
He's
Let
been
him
back
be.
one day.
Yeah, let him do his thing.
I do like, and this is kind of one thing. Vince is big in the books. I've only read book 1 after. Oh, wait. Spoiler alert, by the way. If you listen to this, we are spoiling all of Game of Thrones up till now. So if you haven't seen Game of Thrones, turn this off and come back. But anyway, yeah. So I was a big fan of. I read book 1, but I was such a big fan of Ned Stark. Kind of what you're saying. I quit reading the rest of the books after he died. So I'm like, well, my favorite chapters were John or Ned.
Yeah.
It's like I don't. But anyway, one thing that I did like in this episode was Jon and Arya's reunion, and that's one thing I think the show in the past hasn't covered as fully. Is that in the books it really hammers home that Jon and Arya are very close.
Yes,
they're
yeah.
both kind of the. I mean, Jon's the bastard and Arya's kind of the tomboy, so she feels kind of excluded. Just
A little
like
bit
he
of an
does.
outcast herself.
And they both really, especially in the books, they both really connect and have a very strong relationship, which I don't think they emulated or put on screen season 1. But seeing them reunite this episode, I thought did a very good job. Of
Yes.
kind of bringing that relationship back together and showing how much they missed each other and how close they actually were.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly what you meant. Like reading the books, their relationship was a very strong one. Robb was the older brother, but he was kind of that older brother that everybody knew they had to respect because
He was the noble older
Yeah,
brother.
he was going to be the Lord of Winterfell. Whenever Ned had to step aside, and it came too
Whenever
soon.
Ned had to get his head cut off.
Yeah, it came too soon. I'm trying not to cry. Trying
It's
not
still
to cry.
too soon.
Trying not to cry. But so I think that was a much different relationship where just Arya and Jon could kind of be more themselves around each other, and Jon could kind of be there for Arya more, whereas Rob kind of had to look towards.
He had to fill Ned's shoes.
Yeah, he had to look. He had to like learn how to be the lord of a great house. You know, probably like the second greatest house in Westeros. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, to see them together again it was the actors did a phenomenal job. It was a really powerful scene when they finally like embraced each other. I really liked that a lot too. But yeah,
That was good. What happened next? Vince, you got all the notes.
I didn't really take notes of the sequence of events. I just
what do you got next on your notes?
Well, one of the first questions I had, like, as we were listening to the intro, I think, and I don't know, like, if this is actually going to happen. This is just kind of my theory, but I think Gendry's role,
Gendry. A soft G.
who is Robert Baratheon's bastard.
I mean, easy with the B word, okay?
Sorry, we're gonna get demonetized real quick.
But technically,
sorry.
yes.
Yeah, King Baratheon's bastard.
Yes, but I feel like he's going to play a very important role. And honestly, seeing him kind of in the blacksmith kind of area, making the dragon glass weapons
In his element.
Yes.
it was really cool. And then a little bit of a love interest almost with him and Arya.
Ooh,
Yeah, I saw that. They
A
met
little
up
bit of
again.
spark, a little bit of a spark there. And I think that'd be kind of neat. Stark and Baratheons kind of coming
I
together.
think that's a good little side story to kind of keep an eye on.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
it would be interesting to see where that goes. The thing is, I'm worried that Gendry's role isn't going to be important enough to keep alive, and that he'll be one of the unfortunate souls to die like pretty
Yeah.
soon.
I don't know. It just seemed like they brought him back after he had such a long time where we didn't see anything of him. You know, when he went back to Flea Bottom or whatever. Was that what it was? Yeah. And
Well, but then they reintroduced him, and then they took him to the Wall,
yes.
and so he played a really big role there.
Mm.
But he had that badass hammer just like his
yeah.
daddy.
Oh, it was
Mm.
sick. And kind of backtracking to that episode where they had to, he had to leave his hammer behind with the Hound while he ran back to the Wall to be like, hey, get a fucking Raven out to Winterfell because like it's going down, and we need to get ready. So like I said, I really hope that Gendry's role
Big.
is a bigger one, and that his storyline kind of continues as the season kind of comes down to an end. Though it's kind of up in the air, but that's one of my hopes at least.
So I think the show's doing a good job, and it could be George R.R. Martin. Either way, the story is doing a good job of. We're seeing parallels to the past, but we're seeing multiple different parallels. We're not sure which way the show's going to go. Like you said, we got Baratheon and Stark looking like maybe they might hook up. Now we got Targaryen and Stark / Targaryen / Targaryen. Then
Classic Targaryen.
And then Lannisters coming on. Lannisters and Grey. They have a lot of different possibilities on things they can do with kind of romantic partners and kind of house alignments.
Yeah, powerful alliances happening with marriages too.
And they did a great job, for a 6-episode season. First episode, we're still kind of left in the dark. Everything could go any which way.
Yeah.
We don't know. So
And we didn't, this episode we didn't see a whole lot of the White Walkers either. So that's still a huge mystery.
We'll get to that in a sec.
We'll get to that, but yeah.
But also, so speaking of going back to that little love we were talking about, Jon and Dany taking their first dragon ride together.
John's second.
Yeah, second time Jon's taking a ride the dragon.
Like I said, I totally ride the dragon and the queen at the same time. Yeah.
So that was a nice little first date. I mean,
It was cute,
They
yeah.
they have an unorthodox relationship. They kind of met up on politics, on business. They met up with business.
Not
And
too fond of each other.
Not
really.
too fond of each other, but end up, there's that kind of that physical attraction. They end up, kind of getting it on and making love. And then they
kind
get
of.
back together, back to one of the dudes' homes. And they decide to go on kind of a first date. Say, hey, I got these 2 big ass dragons. You want to ride them? Well, that's kind of skip. Well, you already rode the dragon, so get on this. You've done it before. It's virtually the same thing.
We're gonna keep making that joke, by the way. It's not
the
going
dragon.
away.
This will be all season long.
And by riding the dragon, we don't mean heroin. That's fine. Just saying.
Is that a saying?
This
Well-
whole book is a metaphor for heroin.
George R. R. Martin this is just a very long cry for help.
So
chasing the dragon. Sorry, that's a terrible.
Also, there's no way you get that fat doing heroin. I'm just saying. Like, no way George got that fat in shooting up.
So we rode the dragon together, and they even had another spark of human. John and Danny are starting to make out, and John looks over her shoulder while they're kissing. And Drogon is just staring right at him. He's like, ooh.
It's the classic, like, you're having sex in the bedroom with the dog there.
Yeah.
And it's just, and you're like just going at it, and you look over and the dog makes eye contact with you.
But you can't stop.
Yeah, you're not going to stop.
Because she'll stop, but you're not going to stop, so you just don't say anything. You're just like, please stop staring at me.
But now it's a dragon, though, so, like, that's very intimidating.
So do you think
that could help too? I don't know.
Well, do you think
got me aroused.
Yeah.
When John comes, do you think he's staring at the dragon? Eye contact.
You think you're powerful.
Winter is coming.
Winter's here.
Also, you like that? But quick note on Danny. One of the notes I wrote too, and this kind of plays back a little bit earlier to the beginning of the episode. So we're going back again. This episode's going to be all over the place. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah.
She like wrote in, and John kind of told her too, because everybody was kind of giving her the mean mug, and he's just like
white hair,
Yeah.
silver hair,
and all the Northerners are kind of just mean mugging her, and he told her that the North doesn't trust outsiders very well. And so she was kind of mean mugging back, and I was kind of like, God, what a bitch. And then her one of the dragons roars, and she just looks up as they're just like flying around, terrorizing the people, and she gets a shit-eating grin. And so all I got was just like I think she's another queen that she loves to instill fear in her people. And
the Mad Queen.
Yeah, and
Mad
so
Queen.
I put here #NotMyQueen.
Yeah, so Vince, you've been a long time proponent of anti-Danny, because most fans usually really get on the Danny train. They love it.
They're on the Danny
stuff.
train, yeah.
You hate Daenerys, correct?
It's a love hate.
Okay.
It definitely is a love hate. Don't get me wrong. Her
gravitas.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. She seems like a good person, because I mean she wants to free the people.
Tell it to Samwell Tarly.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
We'll get to that in a sec.
Yeah.
One second. But no, she just like I said, I feel like she still does. She wants people to fear her as much as she wants them to respect her, and love her. Like, she doesn't care how she gets it, as long as if it's love, if it's respect, if it's fear, she doesn't care. In my opinion, you can disagree with me, but you're wrong.
I think that's a good assessment.
But yeah, so that's kind of one of the things I don't like, and the only reason why I don't like that is because of how much I love Ned Stark. Because choking up again, sorry. But no, Ned always, he didn't look for fear. He didn't necessarily even look for love, but he demanded.
Did the right thing.
Yeah, he did the right thing. He wanted respect, both ways. To get respect, you have to earn it, sort of thing. And I don't know, something about that philosophy kind of speaks to me more as a person. So, and Danny, I don't think has that. She just is kind of this like, I'm a Targaryen. I deserve the throne. I have dragons now too. So,
and we've seen with Danny, she's not quite Mad King, but we've seen a little bit of glimpses. Just like burning the Samwell Tarly's.
Yeah. We might as well dive into that.
Yeah.
Let's go right there.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I've never. I mean, a grown man's crying face made me cry.
Yeah, I was almost moved to tears from Sam.
I always want to hug Sam at all times, because he's just so sweet.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I never thought I'd care about a character more than I've
Yeah.
come to care about Samwell Tarly's character. I didn't expect that, when he first showed up. Gosh, I don't even remember what season that was, but he was just that
season.
Was it 2?
No, it's season.
Was it 1?
Well, whenever it was right when John got to the wall. So
okay, yeah, so it was season 1.
Yeah. But just this big oaf, who
lovable teddy bear.
Yeah, that got forced to the wall, and it's kind of like, it's just one of these like kind of comedic relief sort of things in this very dreary setting. And so I didn't expect to care for his character much, but man, that has changed a lot. Like,
his face when Jorah and Danny pretty much told him that,
fuck, man.
hey, I roasted your dad and brother,
But-
dude, his
but-
lip quiver and
But he's like, well, my dad. Okay, and then it was like, but Dickon.
Dickon! My sweet Dickon.
Really, Dickon?
you couldn't have spared my dick on.
No,
we all agree that Daddy Tarly's kind of a dick.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
Dickon was less of a dick.
Yeah.
It kind of doesn't make sense, but that's how it works.
No, Dickon just kind of did the respectable son thing. I mean, even in the books,
Yeah.
Dickon and Sam never really were at odds with each other. They were definitely brothers, and I think, but they definitely realized that they were both kind of meant for different things. Sam was not the soldier, was not going to be the knight.
Mhm.
When I
And-
think that was great acting on his part because you could see that he said, you burned my dad, but then
Yeah.
when they mentioned the brother,
Oh.
then that's kind of when he really lost it and
Yep.
broke down,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
then as a viewer, we're just like, oh my goodness.
No, I
It's the same thing. They made us feel bad for Hodor after all this season, and now they're making us feel bad for Tarly. It's like,
yeah.
God, at this point, dude, seeing Tarly break down like that, if I see Tarly die, I'm gone. I
yeah.
can't handle that.
God, yeah.
That's
don't
gonna be
don't
rough. That's gonna
don't
be
even
rough.
Tyler. Yeah, God, you're
That'll
making me
be
think
rough.
about it. I'm gonna cry now.
But hey, let's say, as far as main character deaths go, really no deaths.
Yeah, there
This
wasn't
episode,
really
that was
any
good.
dying
So,
except
yeah,
for
that was
okay. I guess
All right,
we-
let's get to the next.
yeah,
part,
we can jump into this now. Theon Greyjoy.
Oh,
I don't know if this is what
yeah,
you're expecting
yeah,
to jump
no, yeah,
into, but
Theon.
the only deaths really in this episode was, Theon going all fucking badass.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Oh,
take
Hatchety.
let's take this back from the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm on team Theon die.
Yeah.
So, our whole progress. Theon season 1's kind of a dick. Season 2's kind of a dick. Then he betrays Robb, and you're like, okay,
Yeah,
nope,
fuck
this
this
guy's
guy.
dead. Get him out of here. And then he gets his dick chopped off. You're like, oh man, golly, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel bad
Seeing
for
him
anybody else
and
to go
seeing
through
him tortured for an entire season or two.
Well, he's
Lost.
damn near 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
lost all of
emotional.
his the ends of his fingers. I mean,
So then you feel bad for him, and then season 7 when he's with his sister.
there's almost some redemption there.
And he's about to
So
he's-
close.
and then he dives off the boat,
Yeah.
and that's when that happened. I said, okay, we can't keep trying to redeem him. I'm done. So even if they do end up redeeming Theon, he's not redeemed in my heart. Theon's dead to me. I hate Theon. You're a dick. You're a traitor. You're a coward. And you have no purpose to me whatsoever. I'm done with Theon. I hope he dies. Now, okay, he saved Yara. He saved Yara. Okay,
Yeah.
He
He also felt her up on a horse. So,
He also felt
yeah.
her horse. Okay. Oh yeah, he's a incest pedophile as well. I forgot to add that.
well, then let's get rid of the
Not about
Targaryens
pedophile.
too, right?
Well, no, but that's hot.
At least they're good looking.
At least they're good looking.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, Theon. That's nice that he saved Yara. Good for him. But I'm over it. Theon, I'm ready for you to die. Any episode now, I want him to die. And kind of go off basis, but on the same basis. Bad Euron Greyjoy hooked up with Cersei finally.
Yep.
That's been his main
Smash
goal.
that.
That
He
was
hit-
also
he
pretty
hit
funny.
that.
Hey, that was a good scene actually.
Yeah.
I was like they didn't.
I was happy for him.
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah,
You fucking did it.
he really talked his way into that one. I don't know how.
He
but,
is a charmer, really.
Well, let's just, Cersei and the Kingslayer,
Jamie.
they've been on edge for the last season and a half. So
Yeah.
you got to think she's been pretty lonely.
I think the last time they interacted, well,
He
the
raped her.
last two. Well, no, I think it went. He raped her, and then I think she raped him the last time, but I can't remember.
he said no at the start, and then she kept kissing him, and,
and
then he
then,
was kind of
then she started blowing him. and-
He's like, okay,
It's like nobody can ever
She-
get convicted for raping men.
yeah, she was real.
because we can't say no to a blowjob. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
Stop. Okay, fine.
She got
No,
real.
don't do it.
She got
Sorry,
real
male-
horny.
sorry,
after
male
that,
victims.
Whole mass murder thing. I
Yeah, that
think.
was
Yeah,
weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, listen, we all need it. Euron needed it. Cersei needed it. They got it out of the way. So we'll see what happens after that.
Some parting thoughts about Theon, though, is
Okay.
that I do feel like he is one of the most, if not the most, tragic character in the series, but yet kind akin to what you were saying. I just can't quite get
I
behind.
don't care
it.
anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like his tragedies, like just can't outweigh the bad that he's done, or the just that dick attitude that he had in the first season.
Arrogant.
And yeah, like you were raised by Ned Stark almost your entire life.
Like, you're welcome. He could have killed you and sent you back to your dad.
Right, and he chose to raise you as like one of his sons almost. And the first opportunity you got to like, say, fuck that, I'm Greyjoy, you took it, and you lost all respect for me as well. But I will admit he is by far one of the most tragic characters we've seen in Game of Thrones so far.
Yeah. And he's not the only eunuch, but they made us watch it, so that makes us feel a little
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we got the spider Viserys. We got
Varys.
Varys. Yeah,
Come
Varys.
on.
Fuck him too.
I like
Fuck him.
Varys.
He's witty. I like him
I like
too.
him.
But,
Yeah.
If you got some wit, we like it.
yeah. I mean, because we got his background story a long time ago, but yeah, seeing it, I think definitely makes it a little bit more kind of in your face. I think so.
Do we have anything else to talk about before we go into the big death?
I think I wanted to say, like, I was very surprised that the first episode they have Jon find out that he's actually Rhaegar and
Yeah. I thought they.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought they.
That's his son.
Yeah, I thought they would kind of stretch that out a little bit.
Yeah,
more,
I
you
didn't
know?
expect it, at least not
It's
in
time
episode
to
1.
grow up, son.
Yeah.
Time to learn. You're gonna learn today.
And they did it very well. Like it
Yeah.
was again, it didn't feel rushed. It didn't feel forced. Again, it was like right after Sam finds out that his family
And
is
then-
gone.
Yeah, but then he met up with Bran, and they decided that he needed to know.
Mhm.
And I think it was good. It was a good reveal without overblowing it. If
Yeah.
that makes sense. They had the perfect amount of emotional weight. They said what needed to be said, and he pretty much responded the way Ned's my father.
Yeah.
And I think that's how anybody. I mean, we all think, oh, you're boning your cousin,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But the first thing he thinks is, that's my father.
Yeah.
Ned Stark is my, and
Well,
so,
it's a he's definitely his father. That's his figure. That's who raised him. But,
right.
that is always going
'Cause
to
the
be
real daddy
That's
dead.
going to be his dad. But
Yeah.
it's going to take
fake
him.
his
It's going to take him a while to realize that his real dad was a real prick.
no, his dad wasn't. His real dad wasn't.
What are you talking? I thought it was.
No, his
The- the one-
Rhaegar
Rhaegar
was
Targaryen.
the young, the handsome
Yeah,
prince and stuff.
I have feelings
guess-
about that too.
Sorry,
but-
I guess.
we'll get that. I'm sure we'll get that
Yeah.
later on.
Okay.
at the end of this-
Well,
end
they
of the
just
season.
look. Okay, I guess I got confused. I didn't know the whole story, but it
Oh,
looked in the clip that they show
Oh, you
of the
thought
wedding. It,
Dany's brother?
it looks like
Almost looks
the
like
guy that
Dany's
was a
brother
dick
almost,
to
yeah.
Danny.
Yeah. Okay. I know. I see where you're.
Yeah,
confused
that's
coming
okay. So it's not
Yeah.
that. It's a.
It's not the guy who got
It's the
molten lava,
other- it's-
molten gold pull over his
Yeah,
head.
it's
Yeah.
the other brother. Okay, they
Correct,
just
yes.
look very similar because
Because
they're
they're brothers.
Targaryen.
from. And they're inbred.
I
as
got
hell.
you. Yes,
So.
I got it now. I was very confused.
But technically, his dad was actually, according to the history and stuff, I think he was a very charming, handsome person.
He was more he had a thing for the arts too. He was a poet.
Okay.
He was a musician. And he was always
He wasn't the Mad King.
right.
Okay.
Exactly. And
I'm sure we'll cover that.
warfare wasn't what he enjoyed. He was still good at it, but he didn't enjoy warfare, and that's what also makes that little side story that they've kind of kept hidden for a while, but everybody kind of knew about. That makes that story so interesting because he really kind of swooed Ned's sister. Like she never really loved Robert Baratheon, which is hard again. You want Ned and Robert to be like, brother-in-laws, like best buds. But you knew that Ned knew that if Robert ever knew that, it would just
it'd-
kill him.
Yep.
Well, because I mean, the whole war was started over Lyanna anyway. So.
Yeah. Yep. Lyanna. Thank you.
Yep. But the whole scene, I think it was good. The way Samwar Tarly was the one who told him.
Mhm. And Bran mentioning that to Sam, saying like you're more of a brother to him than I am. You guys have spent
Yeah.
however long at the Wall, and him being a Targaryen and not a Stark.
And Yeah, he's just my cousin.
Yeah, yeah.
Not my
Which
brother.
again, John, you are a Stark. God damn it. Yes, it's on your mother's side.
Yep.
But you are a Stark.
But I mean, Stark blood is powerful. He got the dark hair.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and again, yeah, because I mean the Targaryens all have that white hair. That was what they were known for. In the books, they have more of like purplish eyes too, which makes them like really stand out. And for Jon to have the very Starkish features was interesting.
Shout out Stark DNA.
Yeah, very strong.
But let's talk about real quick. Bran gets uglier and uglier every single season.
Holy smokes! Yeah, he has not aged well.
Started as a cute boy, and it's every season. Damn.
Yeah, hopefully
Your nose gets bigger.
head stays the same size. Hopefully,
You guys got something against big noses?
Hey, I got big nose, my dude. Hopefully post puberty would be really good to you, and you fill out that nose of yours.
actor who does Bran.
Yeah.
We apologize.
Oh man.
So yeah, let's get on to the kid.
Oh,
Oh shit! Yes. Okay.
the,
So the
wor-
scene-
the
the scene-
worst
the
sound
scene-
in
Stared
the
at it for a
world.
minute. I was
Sorry.
like,
yeah. Torgon and the fired sword guy, whatever.
the lightning.
the fire
knight, yeah.
fire god, whatever.
Yeah.
They're in the. I mean, because we last saw him they were at Castle Black, right? Last we saw
Eastwatch.
Yeah,
Yes.
Eastwatch. Okay.
Eastwatch.
So we see him in this corridor. They're sneaking around, not sure who's there, and they run into the John's old buddy from the Night's Watch, and
Who is the new Lord Commander?
Go-
of the,
yep.
Yep.
sorry, John's Lord Commander buddy. And then they find the kid hanging up on the wall, and you're just like, man.
With the limbs.
Yep, from the
like-
Night's Watch,
like
octopus.
Yeah,
like the
laid out
swirl.
around him.
So is this just me? I feel like that was kind of symbolic. I don't think necessary from the Night King, but it kind of reminded me of the Targaryen logo with
It
the
did a
three
little bit.
dragons curling. I guess there was excess on the legs. That's
Well,
just kind of what it reminded me.
But
of,
it's
though.
from it's the same symbol as the first episode with the limbs, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so,
Yep. And like I think because there was another episode with the. Did they do it with rocks? I thought they had one where there was
at the
rocks.
tree. I think.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's tough to remember that far back.
Yeah.
So
We even rewatched it recently. It's still hard to remember
yeah,
that far
there's
back.
so many things that happen and so many things that they can easily call back to. That's really hard to remember all of it. Ugh.
But great cinematography. It,
Yes.
it showed Torgon's face, and then right over his shoulder, you saw the eyes go blue on the kid.
Oh,
Oh.
fuck. That freaked me.
Yeah.
Like you were terrified.
And the
That
scream.
Yeah. Oh man. The audio and it just didn't stop either. Like it just kept going.
Even
It's
as
like-
they burned him, he's still
Yeah.
screaming like, "Oh, golly!"
and it was like the worst part is that it was a kid. Like granted, yes, it's still a zombie or a White Walker, but it
the
was
minute he has
terrifying.
blue eyes, I feel no connection or sympathy for him. So
For me, it's like even if it's a child, like it's just like that was a child and then died, and now it's fighting for
coming
evil.
back to die.
Yeah. Ugh. Just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Mm.
And that's how the episode ended, right? Right after that, what happened?
Oh God, how do we not remember how it ended? I thought
Uh-oh.
it ended. I thought it ended with. Nope, it ended with
Yeah,
Jamie coming back
Oh,
Yes.
that's right.
to
Jamie,
Winterfell.
Jamie.
And again, Bran said this to Sam, because Sam, he just got news about his family again, and so he runs outside, obviously hysterical, full of emotion, and he sees Bran sitting there, just sitting there. He was sitting out there for hours,
Just
Yeah.
chilling.
just in the same goddamn spot.
Hey, he's the
Well,
Raven.
He just
guess.
sits back and lets his eyes roll back and
Fuck.
watches some crows.
Yeah.
So
and-
that's what I wonder if the next episode opens up and Jamie's just getting chased by a bunch of ravens.
But yeah, and Bran tells Sam, like, Sam's like, "What are you doing out here?" And Bran says, "Waiting for an old friend."
Oh.
And-
Yeah, the
that
minute
would-
Jamie rolls up and takes his hood off and looks at Bran, I just wish
Bran is just staring at him too.
I wish Bran was just in his wheelchair, just. That's what he said with his eyes, pretty much.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
Jamie's like,
Yeah.
my bad.
awkward.
Forgot about that.
You're still alive, shit.
Yeah. But Bran knows everything, so he can see to the future. So maybe
He can't see to the
Is
future.
it not the future?
No.
but not a little
I-
bit though.
it's not the
see
future.
scenarios. I thought.
Yes.
No, he cannot see
Okay.
the future.
Okay.
Well, he can
I
see
promise
the
you.
past.
He can see the past, and he can see pretty much everything that's going on in the
And
present.
he can manipulate
Right.
the past.
Correct,
But maybe-
he can't change how events turn out, but he
Yeah.
can manipulate the past.
But I don't know. But
It's
maybe
very interesting.
but if he said an old friend, I don't know if he was being facetious or sarcastic, but maybe he knows that Jaime has something.
I'm sure he's
Oh,
going
yeah.
to.
A
He's
really good thing to do. So
especially after becoming the three-eyed raven. I
Yeah.
think Bran is going to easily look past what
Yeah.
Jaime has done,
Yeah.
and it's not even going to be hard for Bran because
Well-
like
Yeah,
he's no longer Bran. He
And
even
because
said that.
Jaime created Bran.
Yeah,
to
I
be the
mean-
Raven. You know?
yeah, he wouldn't.
He set him on
probably-
that path.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't be the.
I
Raven
honestly
without
wouldn't be
Jaime.
surprised if Bran like thanks
Yeah.
Jaime.
Hey, what's
for
up,
it.
bro?
Yeah.
James like, what?
Thanks for taking my legs, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all good, man. Look, I'm in a wheelchair now. I can see the past and manipulate it and stuff. Yeah, thanks to you. I killed Hodor, by the way. My bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, I think that was a really cool way to end. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing how they interact. in the
yeah,
next
that's going to be
episode.
a very interesting reunion for sure.
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, so let's go into that. What do you guys? What are you most looking forward to? Moving on to episode 2.
Mhm.
Looks like there's gonna be a battle, right?
Oh yeah, they
I
give us a
mean,
little
I mean,
teaser.
it's
Yeah, a
gonna-
little teaser. I
it's
always
com-
try to avoid those, but I can't.
And
help
somehow,
help it.
or sorry, the redheaded
Priest.
guy,
Oh no.
yep, the Redbeard guy.
Torgon or
yeah,
Torgu.
yeah, the former wildling
Yep.
guy. Yeah.
Oh, he's
so
still a
they so
wildling.
they make it back to Winterfell. It looks like
Yeah.
Mhm.
getting around the White Walkers somehow.
They're quick.
Yeah, apparently.
Faster than a
and
dragon.
then apparently shit's gonna go down. So I don't know.
Yeah.
My theory
right
might
away.
still hold.
Okay, well, what's your
We-
theory, Vince?
So my theory is that we might end up losing everybody that we love and care about at
Mm.
Winterfell, because that's where everybody is. They're all gonna die,
But then how are they gonna
and
make more episodes?
then we're left for the rest of the goddamn season trying to cheer on for Cersei Lannister
Oh, man.
to reunite the kingdom and fight against this evil.
If they force me to cheer for Cersei, I'm out. I mean, if
Yeah.
they kill Jon and Danny episode
I
2
don't-
or whatever, 3, I'm out. You lost my business. I ain't watching no more. Fuck that.
I don't know if
Fuck
I could
Cersei.
either.
I'm not watching anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if I could either.
Actually, you know what? No, I would watch more because I would want the Night King to cut her head off. I'm all for that.
You're not now. All of a sudden, we're rooting for the White Walkers. Just like,
I'll
yeah,
che-
take it all.
I will
Yeah,
cheer.
Fuck it.
I will cheer
Yes,
for
do it.
Armageddon before I cheer for Cersei. I tell you that
Yeah.
much right now.
Hell yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't actually think that's what's gonna happen.
but, I mean, but you never know. It's
Yeah,
it's possible.
I mean,
with this show, it's possible.
they were
Yeah.
definitely kind of leading us on to a huge battle at Winterfell, and I can't imagine anything good is gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just, they were kind of hinting at the idea that they are not well supplied right now.
Are they gonna give us a dragon on dragon battle at Winterfell, or are they gonna save that for the end?
That's tough
Because
I
that's
mean,
the kind of action I want to see.
I mean, I feel like the Night King has to be there, and he's going to be riding that dragon.
Oh shit! Okay, before we go on, Braun got paid
Oh yes,
to kill
good God.
Tyrion and Jaime. We almost
Oh.
forgot that. We can't forget that.
Well, he hasn't been paid yet.
He ain't
Yeah.
gonna do it.
Yeah.
You don't think he's gonna do it?
Nope.
Yeah.
Braun's my boy.
Yeah.
Braun knows. Listen, Braun is a mercenary. He'll do whatever he can for gold. He ain't a bad guy. Okay?
He's bros before hoes.
Bros
man.
before hoes,
Yeah.
especially Cersei.
Yeah.
I think Braun will consider it and he'll get close to doing it, but he won't complete the act.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
Sorry to
Yeah.
yell and interrupt you.
No, you're good.
But
I honestly,
that just came back to my mind. I had to cover that real quick.
I just remembered something too that we
Okay,
didn't
go
talk
ahead.
about either.
Go ahead.
Oh, what? It's completely different. I was gonna have Vince finish
Oh,
his
my
thought.
okay.
Before we got too
Well,
far off.
I was
and then,
saying forget
but
Vince. You know?
I need to have something explained to me real quick.
Okay, Vince, go ahead.
again. so-
no, fair enough though.
Yeah.
My thought is not very important because
Okay.
I really don't know what Braun will do, because as much as I want him to be the good guy, I feel like the mercenary side of him will overtake his brotherly
Ooh,
love.
should we bet? Should we make a bet on it?
Ooh, what are we betting?
We'll get back to you guys. We'll bet something
Yeah.
crazy, but
We'll
we're
put
gonna
it out-
bet something.
It will be on social
It'll be on
media.
social media. We're gonna
Yeah.
bet something crazy.
Some crazy.
Is
like-
Braun gonna go to his bro before hose side or his mercenary side? We'll find out.
Yeah.
All right. So what'd you have? What'd you have, Tim?
Yeah.
The thing that I wanted to talk about is Cersei's plan is to come up with the Golden Company to fuck over Winterfell, apparently, which I guess I was a little caught off guard there. I didn't realize that was a ploy.
Oh, okay.
At the
yeah.
end, at the
Yeah,
end,
that's right.
end with
Yep.
Euron walking off, do that whole shit, and so
She's so good that she faked out Tim too.
yes, yes, I got faked out on that one. So, yeah. So I guess I'm not sure if that's gonna happen next episode or not, or if it's gonna come later. But
I think she'll save the Golden Army, the Golden
Yeah.
Company, whatever they're called.
That is a very interesting thing because I didn't think about that.
Because I think she's gonna be kind of the, kind of sit back and see what happens. I think she's gonna let
Yeah.
Winterfell and the Army of the Dead battle, and
Uh-huh.
then make a move based off that.
Yeah.
And it'll be really interesting because I imagine the Golden Company will have scouts to kind of see what's going on.
No
in
elephants,
Winterfell.
though. No
No
elephants.
elephants,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Cersei was very pissed off about that, but I think she'll see what's happening at Winterfell, and yeah, she's either going to realize like, oh, this is way worse than I thought, and then she'll send word like we gotta help, or like you said, they'll pull back, head to fucking Iron Islands or whatever, and just let everybody die, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm really disappointed we can't watch a dragon kill an elephant. Now that I think about it, that would be
Right?
really cool.
Oh, that'd been sweet. Or an
Yeah.
elephant kill
They
a
couldn't
dragon.
afford it in the budget, but that'd
Yeah.
still be cool to
They
see.
couldn't quite afford the elephants.
They spent all the money on the dragons. They couldn't get the
too much
Yeah.
CGI on the dragons. We would have gotten like paper mache elephants, like
terrible. Just 2D drawn elephants. And
It would look like South Park, like paper. But
so
All right.
yeah, you guys got anything else to add about the episode? I think it was, it
Yeah.
was a solid episode 1. I think it was a good building foundation. Got some of the humor out. It kind of built some of the character kind of controversy, and kind of
built
built
up my fucking anxiety.
Yeah.
A lot.
built us up for I think what's about to go down because we only got 5 episodes left, and
Only 5
yeah,
weeks.
things are about to get wild. And and we're at the point now. It's the episode, and you're like, I need more.
Yeah.
I binge watched this whole show. I just want to watch the next episode. Now I gotta wait a week.
Oh no.
That's the name of the game when it comes to watching live.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is true.
Yeah.
It is true. But no, good first episode, and I can't wait for next week. It needs to happen now.
Yeah, wake me up next Sunday. I'm going to sleep, and that's it. Anything else to add, Tim?
Cheers to the
Cheers
Johnny
to-
White
cheers.
Walker.
Johnny White Walker.
Yes. Again, Mr. Walker, we will accept any sponsorship.
Yeah,
Or not.
please.
We're sponsoring you for free, so either
Yeah.
pay us
Yeah.
or
Send us more whiskey, please.
whatever you
Yeah.
want. We'll let you decide.
Again, it's balls in your court, buddy.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. We love you, appreciate you, and we will see you next week.